So everybody talks about getting more followers, but the truth of it is that followers don't matter as much as people follow your account that care about you matter more. Good morning. How's everything going today? Got the coffee, got the studio. Well, kind of the studio. There's a lot to get done, but I added a cool light over here and there's nothing on this wall, but we're a work in progress over here. Okay. So recently I decided that I wanted to start kind of a video podcast or a rant session, if you will, on social media, but it's all geared towards helping you and myself grow as creators, as people with personal brands, as a business. If you're any of those things, this channel is for you. That's enough yapping. So let's get right into the first episode topic, which is how do you actually grow a following that cares? Everyone talks about getting more followers on Instagram, but what I've been realizing is that it doesn't matter if those followers don't actually care about you or what your account is about. So let's break this into two categories. We have the good followers and we have the bad followers. Both good and bad followers can add to your follower count, but the bad followers are following you for the wrong reasons. They're not interested in your product or your service or just your content. They might have followed you from a trend, and they might have followed you from something that looked cool in one reel, but they don't really care about you. The good followers, however, are the ones that track your content. They like what you post. They're enjoying what you put out, and they like your product or service. And therefore, they'll convert down the line into either a sale or they'll convert into just more like engagement on your social posts and all that fun stuff. Let's talk about the myth of vanity metrics. I remember like when I first started on social media, I used to think follower count was everything. I thought like once I hit 10,000 followers or 50,000 followers that everything was going to unlock. It didn't, nothing happened. And you might be thinking like, hey, Josh, you don't have 10,000 followers. You don't have 50,000 followers. Yeah, you're right. However, I have run brands where I have grown them to 10,000, 20,000 in just 1 year. And we're not talking followers like the bad followers. We're talking the followers that really engaged with the brand and really enjoyed what was being shared on that profile. So vanity metrics are things like follower count, likes, but those are the metrics we don't really look at when we're trying to grow a brand or a social account. We look more at the things like reach and who's viewing this reel or this post. Is it people that don't follow us? Is it people that do follow us? Like we had 82% of non-followers watch this last reel. We track things like that because that means so much more than just the follower count or the like count on a post. But I've seen accounts with 10,000 followers that they popped in like a month and they barely get any comments, or they get, an account that I know of has 6,000 followers and they get maybe 10 likes, 15 likes. So you have to kind of think like, what's going wrong here? Because I've seen accounts with 500 followers sell a course on how to teach something and they have 40 people sign up for the course. 40 people out of 500 versus 10,000 and 10. It's a big difference. Stuff like that kind of made me realize that it's not just about views and numbers. It's about connection with your audience. Like it's about understanding what your audience wants versus what you want. And with that, when people resonate with your account, they can then identify that you are an expert in the field. You're somebody that has to get followed. Therefore, they'll press that follow button, subscribe button, whatever. To sum up this section of the myth of vanity metrics, I would say that it's much better to have 1,000 followers that are dedicated to you, that enjoy what you're doing, versus 10,000 followers that don't care about you at all, or they followed you off of one trend. You really have to try to find those people that are really good at you really have to try to find those people that will connect with your content, that you can post for, and you can enjoy the comments and feedback back and forth of what you're doing. Those are your people, which leads me to my next point, which is finding your people. The biggest shift I'm making right now on social, whether that be for my personal brand or for clients, I'm kind of asking, who am I really trying to talk to here? Like my new goal is to talk directly to business owners or people that are creators that are trying to build a personal brand or they're trying to develop their social media strategy. Those are the ones that I'm kind of aiming at. I'm no longer really talking to everybody to try to grow the follower count. Like I said before, I'd rather have 1,000 followers that know me and that like my content than 10,000 who don't. It's really hard not to compare yourself on social media to other people that are posting. We have people that are like professional videographers and crazy colorists that are releasing reels that look like mini movies. So I think it's really hard to look at those and try to compare where you're at and try to copy people of what they're doing. Because at the end of the day, like people want to follow you and your people are out there. You just have to stay consistent with posting and your branding and your messaging so that honestly you could really grow with your people and you can find the people that are looking for you because they're out there. You just have to go find them, and you do that by posting consistently and frequently about the same realm of topics. So I've been testing what feels natural for me to make. I made this little story post. I tried it for a week. Where every single day of that week, I called it a midday yap. So around 2 o'clock, I sat in front of my camera or my phone, pulled it out, and I just talked. A lot of people were interacting with those stories. They liked it, they commented on it, or they replied to it. It was cool to see, and it kind of gave me some idea that like having a time where you can be raw and authentic on your social channels, it's great because people really connect more with people rather than connecting to brands. So that's why the midday yap kind of worked out. And I decided, you know what, like, let me start that in a full form yap like we're doing right now. So I learned that being authentic on my stories could relate to the rest of the content that I'm making, which kind of brings us to my next point. Like, you always have to be learning. If you're trying to find the right followers for your account, you always have to be learning yourself and developing your style and your unique take on social media. Because if you don't, you're kind of just being like somebody else. You're kind of just looking like everybody else and not giving a reason for somebody to engage with your content and follow you, or just overall really understand why you're doing what you're doing. Growing a following isn't about chasing numbers. It's about actually chasing people that want to hear from you and like your content. Right? It's about relating with the person behind the screen and saying, okay, this is what they struggle with. This is what they desire, and making content that's shaped towards that and understanding that. Therefore, you can get content that is evergreen, that people enjoy, and that ultimately grows your personal brand while you're helping somebody else grow their personal brand. Posting on social media is like going to the gym. You can't go to the gym and expect to get super muscular one time of going to the gym, right? Of course not. That would be foolish to think that you could build like a nice, I don't know, muscular body by going to the gym one time. You have to go to the gym multiple times. You have to work out multiple times. You have to get a plan. You have to get the diet right. You have to get your protein intake. There's so much that goes into it. So a lot of times on social media, we expect us to post a video or post like 5 videos and we're like, oh, I didn't pop off, therefore I should stop. No, it takes time. It takes dedication, energy, planning to sit there and really focus on what you want to do. Look at the numbers, look at the data, look at the analytics, and figure out, hey, I just need more reps on social media to get that data. And then once you have 100 videos posted, look at the 100 videos, look at their data and their analytics, and then tailor your next posts to be like the ones that are performing, right? Like, sometimes people get lucky. Sometimes you get a viral video and then you find your followers right away. But a lot of times it doesn't happen. So don't get discouraged. It takes time. It takes energy. It takes practice, whether that's for a personal brand, a business, doesn't matter. It takes time. Honestly, me and all the social media managers that are currently on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, we don't really know what's happening 100% of the time. We just have a good understanding of how the algos work. And honestly, don't get super discouraged that like you see all these other people that are social media gurus out there. Nobody has 100% knowledge of what is going on social media. We're just kind of guessing. I mean, we're making educated guesses, and there's so much new things to focus on. We're getting our knowledge from reps and data and views and all that jazz. So don't get discouraged. We're all figuring this out together. If you like this content and you like the longer form content, feel free to stick around, hit that subscribe button. Anybody that's looking to build a brand and build up their following on social media organically, this is for you. Hit the subscribe button. This is a long video for me. As always, stay locked in, get into that flow state, and we'll see you guys next time.